T-Mek. What is it? Well, the best way I can describe this game is futuristic twisted metal. This pimp daddy of the universe is throwing a tournament where a bunch of guys in these kind of hover tank vehicles fly around and destroy each other in various alien arenas. I gotta give the game credit because the arenas all look different. Some of them have various perilous environments like fire shooting out of the ground and things of that nature. And also there's a pretty big collection of these hovering tanks called mechs that you can choose from, and all of them have their own little strengths and weaknesses. Some have really strong weapons, some have strong shields, and some can move around really fast. I learned pretty early on that the ones that move around really fast are almost useless. You really have to get yourself a powerful tank that shoots hard and can take a lot of damage. That's how you win this game. Flying around really fast and being really agile might make you better at a little bit at avoiding the enemy's projectiles, but when you do get hit, and you will get hit obviously because you're in this enclosed space and there's a whole bunch of other hovering tanks all around you, so even if you're avoiding the ones you can see in your line of sight, there's going to be a tank behind you shooting you. There's going to be a tank that'll shoot you by accident as you fly through its line of sight. And the fast tanks that don't have a good shield will typically be destroyed and not really win too many of the games. The game is in a first-person perspective and you hover around these fully 3D environments, but honestly the game doesn't look good at all. The models of the vehicles are very advanced. You can see that in the vehicle selection screen, but once you actually get into the gameplay, everything looks like paper mache. The AI in this game is stupid too. Even on the hard difficulty, the AI just doesn't know what it's doing. A lot of times you'll just see two of these hovering tanks bumping into each other, kind of being stuck in the environment. I don't know what's happening. Are they trying to mate? When you run out of powerful ammo, there are these UFOs flying around. You just fly under it and you're gonna refill some of your ammo. You can also get power-ups by flying over the destroyed corpse of a tank you just blew up. You have a radar system that shows you where all the enemy hovering tank mechs are, but you don't really need it because your combat arena really isn't that big. The only time you'll ever really need it is when an enemy's shooting you from behind, but because the AI of the enemies is so dumb, that will almost never happen. The graphics not being stellar in the gameplay and the dumb enemy AI isn't this game's biggest problem. The biggest problem is the controls. When you try to aim at something, you can never line up your shot exactly because you're always turning a little too much to the left or right. This makes it hard to shoot enemies that are standing still and even harder to follow and shoot enemies that are moving. Luckily for us, the AI in this game is really dumb, and a lot of the time the enemies are just standing still because they jerked into a wall or are humping each other. T-Mek has a cool sci-fi, cyberpunky, dystopian concept, but unfortunately the gameplay just isn't there. T-Mek also has a timer for when you have to enter your name and for when you have to pick the flying tank you'll be using in combat. It's like, calm down game, give me some time, let me make a decision. What are you, late for a doctor's appointment? Relax. This game is actually a port from an arcade. From what I understand, the arcade version of this game, while being pretty rare, is actually really good. It's kind of like in this virtual reality machine, where the actual arcade machine is like this physical little tank that you have to get into, and you feel like you're actually flying one of these tanks. That sounds pretty cool, but the game just didn't translate well when it got ported to the 32X, and that's why it gets an official stanburdman rating of a 5.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, my friends.